with him.
Mr. Manley.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like to ask about a very serious long-running scam involving billions of dollars. Executives of over 450 corporations extracted wealth from the oil and gas resources of this country, paid themselves and their shareholders handsomely, and then declared bankruptcy, leaving behind hundreds of thousands of abandoned oil wells to clean up. Taxpayers are subsidizing this cleanup to the tune of $1.7 billion. Does the government know if any of the people involved in this massive dine and dash scam are now involved with any companies that are receiving government funding to clean up these orphaned wells?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
Merci, Madame Présidente.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Look, and following the example of my colleague, let me just say I know that the member is very concerned about Canadian working people and understands that today, as we face the coronavirus, we need to be even more concerned about Canadian working people. And I think the member opposite would agree with members on this side of the House, and I think on the other side of the House, that workers in the oil and gas sector are particularly affected and are facing a double blow. And that is why I am extremely proud of the $1.7 billion our government has committed to cleaning up orphan wells. I think this is a program we can all...
Mr. Manley.
Thank you. I do believe that the workers need help and deserve to have help. And what I'd like to see is accountability for the executives. And I'd like to know whether the government, whether they know that former executives who left behind these orphan wells and stuck the taxpayers with this massive cleanup bill are involved with companies that are receiving these emergency relief benefits.
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And let me just continue my answer from the previous question, which is to say our government's priority today is to help Canadian workers who we know are facing a greater challenge than at any time since the Great Depression. And we understand that workers in the oil and gas sector are facing a double whammy. And that we also understand the importance of cleaning up Canada's environment. And I think the Orphan Well program is perhaps one of those rare programs that members on all sides of this House can support. It helps...
Manley.
Thank you. And indeed, we did support and advocate for cleaning up orphaned oil wells. What I'd like to know is whether we're going to have accountability for the people that left those orphaned oil wells behind. And I'd like to know whether they've been named in the Panama Papers, the Paradise Papers that reveal tax cheats. It's estimated that $19 billion in lost revenue each year goes to tax evasion and tax avoidance. And will the government force companies that use these offshore accounts to change their practices and pay their fair taxes in order to receive these emergency benefits?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
Let me just say to the member, not opposite, but on this side of the House, our government absolutely agrees that all Canadians, all Canadian companies need to pay their fair share, and we have committed unprecedented amounts of money to the CRA to find examples of tax fraud. Having said that, we also understand that we are facing an emergency right now, and our priority first and foremost is to take care of Canadian workers and not to punish them.
Merci.